When we study Hindu religious tradition, two important forms of literature immediately stand out: the epic and the Puranas. The two great epics are the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. Together, they shape Indian culture, values, and religious imagination. But what exactly are epic? And how are they defined from the Puranas? Let us understand this step by step. The word epic refers to a long narrative that describes great heroes, important events, moral conflicts, and the destiny of society. In the Indian tradition, the epic are commonly known as itihas. The word broadly means, thus indeed it happened. This does not mean the epic are simple history book. They combine stories, ideas, philosophy, religion, and reflection on human life. The first great epic is the Ramayana, traditionally associated with the sage Valmiki. At its center is Ram, the prince of Ajodhya, who is presented as an ideal human being and ideal ruler. Rama's story begins with a royal family and kingdom and a difficult promise that completely changed his life. Because of his father's commitment to a promise, Rama accepts exile and leaves Ajodhya for the forest. Rama does not face exile alone. His wife Sita and his brother Lakshman choose to accompany him. Their journey through the forest soon becomes a deeper story about duty, loyalty, love, and moral responsibility. The central conflict begins when Sita is abducted by Ravana, the powerful king of Lanka. Ram then begins a great search for Sita, receiving crucial help from Hanuman and the Banner's force. Hanuman represents extraordinary devotion, courage, strength, and complete dedication to Ram. Finally, Ram confronts Ravan. The conflict becomes a symbolic struggle between moral order and destructive pride. But the Ramayana is not simply a story of good people defeating bad people. Its deeper question is, what should a person do when duty, personal feelings, and difficult circumstances collide? This is why the idea of Dharma becomes central to Ramayana. Rama is often described as Maryada Purushottam, the ideal person who follows moral discipline and social responsibility. Yet, different versions of the Ramayana interpret Rama, Sita, and their action in different ways. This is important because the Ramayana is not limited to one single text or one single interpretation. Across India and Southeast Asia, the story has been retold in many languages, culture, and literary tradition. These different Ramayana traditions show how a story remains powerful while receiving new cultural meanings. Now, let us turn to the second great epic, the Mahabharata, traditionally associated with Ved Vyas. The Mahabharata is one of the longest epic narrative in world literature. At its center is a conflict between two branches of the Kuru family, the Pandavas and the Kauravas. But the Mahabharata is much more than a family conflict or a story about a war. It explores power, politics, justice, ambition, loyalty, revenge, and the complicated nature of human choice. The great war of Kurukshetra becomes the dramatic center of the epic. Before the war begins, the warrior Arjuna becomes deeply confused about fighting his own relative and teachers. At this crucial moment, Krishna guides Arjuna through a profound philosophical conversation. This conversation is known as the Bhagavad Gita, one of the most influential texts of Indian philosophy. The Gita discusses Dharma, Karma, knowledge, devotion, and the nature of the self. Krishna teaches Arjuna to act according to his duty without becoming completely attached to the result of action. This idea became closely associated with Karma Yoga, the path of discipline action. However, the Mahabharata does not present morality as simple or always clear. Many characters face situations where every possible choice creates a moral problem. That is why the Mahabharata is often described as a deeply complex study of human nature. A famous idea in the epic suggests that what is found here may be found elsewhere, but what is not found here may be difficult to find anywhere. The Mahabharata also contains stories, teaching, dialogues, and philosophical discussion beyond the main war narratives. Now we can understand an important difference. The Ramayana focused strongly on ideal conduct, while the Mahabharata often explored moral complexity. However, this difference should not be taken too rigidly. Both epics contain ideals, conflict, philosophy, and difficult questions about Dharma. So, the epics are not merely religious stories. They become important source of ethical, social, political, and philosophical reflection. Now, let us come to the Puranas. The word Puran broadly means something ancient or belonging to the old tradition. The Puranas are a large collection of traditional narratives that explain cosmology, gods, creation, history, rituals, and religious belief. Traditionally, the Puranas are associated with 18 Mahāpurāṇas, along with many other Puranic texts. Important Puranas include the Vishnu Puran, Shiv Puran, Bhagavad Puran, Markandeya Puran, and Devi Bhagavata. The Puranas often explain complex religious ideas through stories that ordinary people could easily understand. Instead of presenting philosophy only through abstract argument, they use gods, heroes, demons, sages, and cosmic events. One traditional description says that Puranic literature deals with five major themes known as the Pañca-lakṣaṇa. These include universe creation, cosmic renewal, genealogies, cycle of time, and the histories of great royal dynasties. The first theme is Sarga, or the creation of the universe. The second is Potisarga, referring to further process of creation, destruction, and cosmic renewal. The third is Bangso, which deal with genealogies of gods, sages, and important dynasties. The fourth is Manavantara, the idea of vast cosmic periods connected with different manus. The fifth is Bangsa Charitra, the stories and histories of important royal families. Over time, many Puranas develop beyond these five themes and include numerous religious and cultural subjects. They discuss pilgrimage places, festivals, rituals, sacred geography, religious duties, and the importance of devotion. This is why the Puranas played a major role in making religious ideas accessible to ordinary people. For example, the Bhagavad Puran gives special importance to devotion, especially devotion towards Krishna. The Shiva Puran focuses strongly on Shiva, his stories, his worship, and Shaiva religious tradition. Similarly, texts connected with the goddess help develop and express Shakta tradition. The Puranas therefore become important source for different forms of Hindu religious devotion. But we must remember that the Puranas are not modern historical record in the contemporary academic sense. They contain myth, symbolic narratives, religious tradition, genealogies, and cultural memories presented through a sacred worldview. This purpose was often to explain religious meaning, preserve tradition, and inspire moral and devotional life. This brings us to an important advance point. The epic and Puranas help shape Hindu religious imagination. They provide people with stories about gods, heroes, ideals behavior, moral dilemmas, cosmic truth, and the meaning of Dharma. They also connected religious ideas with everyday life through festival, temple, pilgrimage, storytelling, and local tradition. In this way, religious was not limited to philosophical texts or priestly learning. The stories of the epic and Puranas entered homes, villages, theaters, painting, music, and popular culture. Another important feature is the process of local adaptation. Different regions often retold the same story in their own languages, cultural style, and religious tradition. This explains why the same epic or Puranic story can appear with different details and interpretation. So, variation does not always mean contradiction. It can also show the living and changing nature of religious tradition. From a philosophical perspective, the epic asks us to think about dharma and moral action. The Puranas, meanwhile, often explain religious ideas through cosmic stories, divine narratives, and devotional tradition. Together, they help preserve and transmit religious, ethical, social, and cultural ideas across generations. Therefore, the Ramayana, Mahabharata, and Puranas are far more than ancient stories. They are powerful cultural texts through which Indian tradition explored human life, morality, society, and the universe. And even today, their stories continue to be interpreted, debated, performed, and retold in new ways. In short, the epic provide great narrative of dharma and human conflict, while the Puranas preserve a vast world of mythology, devotion, and sacred tradition. If you are still watching, I hope you are finding this content useful. Please like and share this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thought in the comment. Your support motivates me to create even more content like this.